dating trends that you need to avoid. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Anthony Spade channel.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and go ahead and hit that notifications button if you haven't already. Or you can watch the whole video, and if you like it, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. All right, today we're going to be talking about dating trends that you need to avoid. And the reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of you guys out there are still dating. A lot of you guys are learning information to go back and date. But this video is to show you the reason why you're not dating and what you're not missing out on, and why it's better for you to focus on bettering yourself, and then it makes life a lot more easier when it comes to dating and getting women. So today I'm going to be going over the trends that are happening in dating that you're really trying to avoid. And if you don't have a dream, you're going to be back out there dating, going through all these trends all over again. All right, let's get started. First, we're going to talk about fleabagging. All right, fleabagging is a trend where you have become a serial dater. That means that you're constantly dating the wrong person. It's never working out. Now, when you go on dates, you're already finding problems with the date before the date has even begun. Or you're on a date and you're already seeking problems that already aroused. See, this shows signs of desperation. This shows signs of desperation because in today's world, it's easy for a person to find somebody to go on a date with. It's easy to go on a dating app and find ways to communicate with somebody, find something to connect, to make the conversation sound good, to at least get to a date. It's when you actually get to the date is where the problem's at. The problem is that you guys have nothing in common, and the real them comes out because both of you guys have been pretending online. This is called fleabag. See, focus on yourself. That way you don't start serial dating and hoping to land somebody to be with and start gambling with your dating. It's called fleabagging, where you're jumping from person to person to person, girl to girl to girl, and you're still coming up short. Next, we're going to talk about dating ex-girlfriends. All right, dating ex-girlfriends is an ex-girlfriend for a reason. It did not work out. Whenever you find yourself in communication with your girlfriend or your ex-girlfriend, and she's calling you all of a sudden, it's because she's bored and she needs somebody to make her feel wanted, which means that chances are there's a guy that she wanted that rejected her. So she's calling you to get the gratification back. In a lot of cases, a lot of guys and their ex-girlfriends normally end up hooking up. One of the reasons why the guy hooks up with the ex-girlfriend is because you have not moved on yet. A lot of guys are going to go through this where a month or so, when you guys break up, she's going to be calling you just to see what's going on, sparking conversation, because there's somebody out there that has rejected her and you're going to give her back her gratification. In a lot of situations, you may end up going back on a date, but this is why you make that decision. Because when you and her initially break up and you're sitting around thinking about what went right and what went wrong in the relationship, you start to come to the conclusion and you start to get over her by realizing what went wrong in the relationship. But as you slowly, your emotions are creeping away and you're getting better, it's when she calls. But when she calls, what causes you to pick up the phone, what causes you to talk to her, is because inside of your mind, you think, okay, we've had some time apart. I realized what was wrong. If me and her just work on these things right here, then our relationship would be good. And then it turns out you guys never have nothing in common again. And eventually you guys break it off. She go her way and you go her way. Most relationships are going to go through that because you sat back and thought what was wrong with the relationship and you feel you could fix it. But then it's going to turn around and be the same cycle again. This is what everyone is doing in the dating world. Avoid this trend. This is a very common trend and it's going to exist in 70% of breakups. Next, we're going to talk ghost numbers. Ghost numbers are when you and a woman meet and you guys may have conversation. It may start off good, it may flow really good, and you get the number. But when you go to call her, it's the wrong number. It's somebody else's number, or it's a number that's not even there. And you're wondering, like, why would she give me a bad number and it was such a good conversation that we had? Because she had no attraction to you. See, when you were talking to her, you made her feel good. She felt good talking to you because it felt good for her to talk to somebody. She may have went a while without talking to anyone, and then you just happened to be the guy that was there. So being that when you guys started talking, it felt good for her. The conversation felt good. It brightened her day up. So she didn't want to deny you the number when you asked for it because she didn't want to mess up that moment that you and her had talking. So she'll rather give you the number so you walk away with ease and no headache, and she don't have to deal with you later on because she doesn't know who you are. This is what's happening in majority of the time when a guy gets a number. A woman hands out more ghost numbers in her life than she do real numbers. Like, let's take this back. A woman is going to hand out more ghost numbers in her life than she is real numbers. So understand, majority of the dating and approaches out here that's going on are all ghost numbers because women just don't want to look bad. And this is a trend that's existing in dating. Next, flaking. All right? Flaking is a trend amongst beta males and incels. Flaking is when you get all dolled up, you ready to go. You know, like when you go on this date, you're going to have a good time. You're going to be on your best behavior. And then she cancels at the last minute. She flakes on you. She just goes ahead and cancels it and doesn't do anything. All right. Flaking is a common thing in dating because women are going to always be dating 7 guys at once because 7 guys are going to be available to her at any given moment. It's not going to work like that with men unless men actually are successful or famous. Majority of the time, you're going to need to be famous because not a lot of women are going to know you're successful immediately. But you have to understand, there's only very few guys that can date 7 women at once. It's easy for the average woman to date 7 guys at once. So flaking is going to become a common thing that women do because she's always seeking the best opportunity. So you're not missing on anything when it comes to flaking. You just have to better yourself. So when you start dealing with girls, you're one of those top layer guys that's going to give her the best opportunity, or at least she thinks she is. But when you're a Sigma male, stay focused. Don't worry. They're going to come after you. They're going to be chasing you. But for the average guys out there, the beta males, you're going to have to really study this because you're going to get a lot of flakes. The best thing for you to do, get the money. Typecasting. That's the next one. Typecasting is when you're with somebody and you're talking, possibly on a date, and you're trying to compare everything. You're trying to find out her favorite foods, her favorite color, what she watches, what she do. And you're constantly saying, I like to do that too. I like to do that too. Typecasting, where you're asking questions to see exactly what she can relate to your life or relate to you as. But one of the typecasting things that people pay attention to the most, and if you bring this up on a date, chances are you're going to be typecasting and it's going to send the relationship in a whole different direction. Zodiac signs. Now, zodiac signs are cool for you to talk to amongst friends. But when you actually go out with a woman, you do not want to bring up zodiac signs. If she brings up zodiac signs, then she's typecasting. Typecasting people are going to find any reason not to like the person they with because they're going to become too picky about everything that they do. Typecasting is a common thing that's happening in dating because people are becoming selfish lovers, which means that they're really picky about the person that they're dating. So a lot of these people be trying to analyze when they're going to get married, when they're going to have kids, and when they're going to get a divorce. Whenever they meet somebody that they're going to date, they're already planning out the relationship. That's what typecasting is. You have a fantasy in your head where you want this relationship to go and what character you want her to play. So you sit up and talk to her as if it's an interview, trying to compare what you have in comparison to what she's doing. You got to stop the typecasting because this is something that's a common thing in dating, and it ruins not only a lot of dates, but it ruins a lot of relationships that had the potential to be good. Okay, last but not least, we're going to talk about eclipsing. Okay, eclipsing is when someone has a hobby. She may have a hobby and you may have a hobby. But then you start doing their hobbies. See, a lot of men should not be sitting around a woman discussing nails, discussing makeup, discussing fashion, discussing love and hip hop. This is what a lot of people that are dating doing. It's called eclipsing. That's where you get so interested into their hobbies, it starts to become your hobbies, and then you start trying to find a way to fit into their lifestyle. You can't take on this trait because the person is going to get sick of you faster. When people have a hobby, they become narcissistic to it, which means they don't want no one to give them advice on their hobby because they spend so much time paying attention to it, especially from a person that doesn't do it. See, during eclipsing, if you was to leech on to somebody else's dream and try to give him advice, you're gonna make yourself look like a know-it-all. Like with me, if you don't make videos, I don't want to know anything about how to film a video. Now, if I got a person that makes 1,000 videos a year, I want to know everything you know about a camera. But if I got somebody that don't even know how to turn the camera on, trying to give me advice on cameras, I'm gonna get mad. That's what it's like when it's eclipsing. When you try to like be nice and leech on to somebody else's dream and give advice, they look at you in a different way. And this ruins a lot of dates and it ruins a lot of friendships. It's because nobody really wants you to tag on to their dream. They want you to be interesting and have your own dream. And these are dating trends that everyone needs to avoid, especially men. And stick to your goals, stick to your plans, and everything will work out for you. This is Anthony Spade. Hasta la vista.